Hello and welcome to Infamous MCP, the audio podcast. This is Brandon or Mutilus on Discord.
This is CJ. I go by SEJAY.
This is Zach. I go by Nitrosis.
And welcome back for another riveting episode of What is CJ's Nickname this week.
I'm going to start doing...
All right.
So I was going to start doing...
No, you're good.
Programming puzzles as my name, see if we can figure it out.
So what's our first segment, CJ?
News? Is there news?
News? News.
Hey,
First down news!
Yes. News.
All right. So the news this week, I'm surprised you guys didn't see it. It's pretty big news. Have you really not seen it?
I don't think so.
So if I go to AMG's website, I can go down to Marvel Crisis Protocol transmissions today.
Huh.
You didn't see it?
I know what you're talking about now. I didn't follow.
Oh,
that
okay.
one in my head, but that's fine.
Okay, so brand new news today. Zach, you want to guess which of the new Web Warrior boxes they spoiled?
The one that's a repackage of all the other Web Warriors we already have.
I even replied on Facebook today. I'm sure they'd been doing this. I actually checked their website. They actually kind of have. But it's only like the last 3 reboxes they've actually done this for. But, like, why? Like, I thought when they posted this, they updated the characters. Like, they fixed Black Cat. And so I like scoured her card. I'm like, I can't find a difference. And then I looked at a couple of the other cards. I was like, I don't see a difference here either. And then I quit caring and I quit looking. But why are they doing this to us?
Why are
What
they
the fuck?
putting such long blocks of text in between pictures of cards that we've seen before? I don't know.
Why are they putting out panels to play on characters they've already done panels to play on that have been in the game for over 4 years?
I mean, so technically, I don't know if they've done a panel to play over the updated version of Black Cat.
Fair,
if you want to say the update doesn't count, sure, I'll give you that.
I'm playing.
But did you read the 4 paragraphs of text on Black Cat and confirm that it's completely irrelevant that she's been updated?
Black Cat isn't what you call a heavy hitter. She can ruin somebody's day. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That would be 5 paragraphs. I forgot there was one above.
Oh yeah, there's a whole infinite, okay. You know what the weird part is though?
Yes.
And I just noticed this. Amazing Spider-Man and Black Cat are the first 2 cards that have been releases that do not have new art.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't really bother me at all. I think they got new art when they got errated, didn't they? Okay. Usually they do new art when they errated people.
They've been doing that, but it's weirdly because they've had this Patrick Brown guy do most of the new art, like on the Agent Venom and the Spider-Man cards. The guy's been doing the art now, but they didn't. I guess for some reason they thought the Black Cat and the Amazing Spider-Man was fun.
So I do think there's some technical differences on ASM's card. Well, first off, it's the first time it's been hard printed, not on paper with printouts. But also, I think that they're doing the new size symbol in the catch, and I don't think it used to be that way. I think it just said size 2, not with the size symbol. And so technically that's an update to the card, even though it's not a functional update. I don't know. It just, why are we doing panels to play on reboxes? I'm already very annoyed by the reboxes from a retailer perspective. It's like, so you're telling me that I have these on the wall, and then you're selling them cheaper than I'm normally selling them at, and so now I'm stuck with this dead inventory. It's already kind of annoying. But then also you refuse to sell me updated cards, and then release the updated cards for new players, but not for me, because I'm obviously not going to buy the models a second time. And so it's just very odd. It's just very clunky. I don't like how they seem to be not knowing how they're going to sell their game, and then just changing it and redoing the whole fucking thing over and over again. It's very annoying. It's probably a good thing in the long run, but I just wish they would have been more verbally upfront about this 3-4 years ago. That like, hey, these 2 character boxes are probably going to go away. I wouldn't overstock them, and maybe don't buy these if you weren't planning on playing them immediately, because the new one's coming out in 3 months.
Yeah, it feels kind of like a character release in League of Legends. It's like, oh, this new stuff's strong, powerful, buy right now. It might get fixed later, and it'll be cheaper, in 6 months when they release the box or whatever the time is. I think it's kind of weird that they're doing these panels to play for these characters. Like I said, they already have.
Yeah, like they do. It just seems really odd.
I get it if like they weren't every 4 characters are releasing, you're changing something about these characters, but
yeah. Or just be honest about it. Just call out the differences. Like, hey, these will have the new updated cards from the last update. Or like, hey, we're just doing some functional. Like, just treat us like we're not 3 years old. I guess is kind of what I want.
Yeah.
Anyway, because like so much of this is just completely pointless verbiage.
Yeah, I need to go.
Anyway, that's
I want to go back and look at the old panels to play and see how much what the differences are now. Just a fun little haha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, news. They did do news, which is crazy because I did call a panel to play this week and like they're gonna do one of the Spider People boxes this week for sure. And they fucking did.
Mm-hmm. You were right.
I was.
You went to Facebook and basically every comment on the post is like, "Why didn't you do one of the ones we actually want to know about?"
A month. That's usually like the release.
Yeah.
Right. Like a month before.
Yeah, it's soon.
Well, the best part too is we know the first one they're going to do is Spider Ham. Like they're just going to start with the cards they've already shown us.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is brand new information on Spider Ham and Spider-Man 2099. Like damn.
I don't know if they're trying to just appeal to like a general public. Like I think that's the thing though. Sometimes you got to look at it like your common guy who's just like scrolling through Facebook and all of a sudden he's like, oh, I didn't know they make this stuff. This is definitely not. I
disagree with that though because that's where people go to get their news for this stuff. Like all the spoilers from Adepticon are on Facebook. Like the only way that you're not seeing that shit is if you're going directly to their website, in which case it's still in their transmissions. Like you're not releasing this to like a dumbed down news network. Yeah. Like it's the same people. And that's what actually bothers me about it.
There's no
all right, let's find these.
Sense to it. Right? It's like, okay, cool. What's this for? Why are you doing this? But
yeah, it looks like the web swinging heroes come out on the 23rd, 26th.
Oh, this releases this month. Oh,
mm-hmm.
Well, they had to do
couple
this
weeks.
One first because
Yeah.
But the thing that does get me, and it's kind of weird, they did say they were going through and doing edits of all the characters. Are there any characters left that have? I mean, Gambit's coming out in the new box, and I think that's it, right? Is there anyone left that's gotten?
Oh, you mean like of the 35 characters they said they'd update, and we have only got like 6? I don't think so.
This is the last one.
Because there's the 2 starter sets that have a lot of people.
Well,
yeah, but they're not updates, right?
Just the Gambit cards.
They're just reboxes.
And I guess
from what I've heard, it sounds like they've pushed the update deadline from end of year to halfway through next year. But that's just like people talking. I don't know if there's anything behind that. Yeah,
I was told it would be we got some now and we got some a little bit later. Don't worry about it, guys.
That was 5 months ago.
Wow.
How long's a little bit later? By the way, that was over a quarter of the way through the year too.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time. Now, to be fair, normally we get the big dynamic update around fall. Like it's been historically like August to September timeframe. But the fact that we haven't heard anything, I think means that it's probably not happening.
They did the big X-Men refresh in one of the mini extravaganzas. Is that right? Am I crazy?
That was last year.
I think so, and I think Mini Strav is now in November.
That might be when they drop it, is November then.
Cool. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some fresh stuff because I'm feeling like it's kind of stale.
I'm actually cautiously optimistic that the spider stuff should refresh a little bit of the game.
I have the opposite feeling. I think it's going to put the nail in the coffin. But we'll
if
see.
Spider Ham is not with Warriors affiliated, I think we're safe.
There's no chance of that happening.
There's such a small.
How much money would you like to bet, CJ? How much money?
Well, so I think what CJ is basing it off of is the Spider-Verse box.
Evidence
something
that I have.
on it says Spider-Verse affiliation. Yeah. And so that's where it's like, okay, are we getting a sub Web Warriors basically?
I think we are.
Yeah.
That could not be
But
terrible.
in that example, how often has it not also been in the other affiliation?
Oh, I mean,
like Hydra into Cabal. Yeah.
But like a second
Almost
affiliation
all
for
of
like
them.
Gwen would be really cool, and Miles would be pretty neat. Because I believe they're both just web warriors right now.
They are.
So I'm like I said, I'm staying cautiously optimistic. I think that they have fumbled the ball in the past a little bit when it comes to some of this stuff. But every once in a while, they do have some big wins. I think anytime they've updated stuff, it's usually pushing the needle in the right direction. So,
ever since we didn't get the update, like the last 2 times they've had the opportunity to do like important updates, I felt like they've really dropped the ball on either A, not doing anything, or B, doing the complete wrong thing. And that's obviously my opinion, and what I want isn't necessarily what everyone wants. So I understand that. But I ever since that, the last 2 times have hit that way, it's made me view the game through the lens of this is no longer the game. It's moving further away from where I want to see it go. Right. And so I don't have any choice other than to view it through a lens of the game is moving away from where I think it should be. Of course. Like I said, I've admitted that I don't think that I'm necessarily correct. It's just where my feelings, and I can't lie to myself and say it's not. So unless like the next big change is noticeably in that direction, I think the game is basically sunsetting for me, and that's unfortunate, but I think it's just kind of the truth of where it is. I think we've done a really good job over the last few months of trying to find fun, interesting ways to experience the game outside of trying to be, super degenerate competitive, which I've had a lot of fun doing, actually.
Yeah, and I think that's still something games still is, which I think there's plenty of freshness in the game still, and stuff like that. But if they keep, I kind of sort of agree with you. I think the most recent updates were the most lackluster updates they've done. The Doctor Strange stuff was kind of interesting. The Cleo one, sure, but it's not as cool as like I remember when they added the leadership for Daredevil. I was like, holy shit. Finally, something that fixes an affiliation.
Yeah, that was a big one, right?
And then they're like, what if we gave him Shang-Chi and just make everyone bring Shang-Chi in?
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
Because it was the one before that was the one where they broke Black Cat, right? Yeah.
She said 2 changes?
Just the one. They changed her from... They made her a steal in action, and then in the same time... Yeah, so there's she originally was no action to steal, so she'd steal multiple times and then double move away. And then they gave her Pierce on her basic attack and the no crits exploding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cat claws. There we go. Okay. Digital card update for the 3 digital card update stat cards.
Yeah, because that was the same time Voodoo got changed.
Yeah, that was the 2020.
And both of them are still like way too strong, but they're more reasonable than they were originally.
Right.
I still think Black Cat's better now than she was before, and I think that was one of the worst changes they've ever made. Yeah. Especially with how many of the objectives are, you can only hold one anyway. It's it's so irrelevant. I think she staggered before, just nobody ever used it because. Yeah, now it's just so much more relevant because she can't get away, and so then she just stays there, staggers
I'd rather
instead.
Her be far away because it's just like,
yeah. And again, it's like the more restrictions you put on something that's broken, it just forces people to use it better. And so that was true of a lot of games in the past where, this thing's broken, so we nerfed it. But then in nerfing it, we just showed how broken it really was, because even with this restriction, it's still too good. And you're like, oh no. It was just, people were just smooth braining it because you didn't have to be smart, you just win anyway.
There's no skill to use it. And I think the correct way is, I don't think you need to steal anything with her anymore. If you're playing Web Warriors now, it's just like, I have a character I can run up and stagger. The only thing they can bring back.
She's clearly way too good. The fact that they finally fixed X-23 and still didn't touch her is just a proof that in my opinion, they're valuing the wrong aspects of the game. Because if they thought X-23 was more important in winning strategies for MCP than Black Cat was, then I don't know what we're talking about.
The only thing
X-23 was way above the curve, but it contributed to winning not nearly as much as Black Cat did.
Well, I mean, X-23's nerfs for multiple things, right? Accelerated healing's gone.
And I still don't think they were hard enough.
Accelerated healing's gone. The tactic, the charge.
Well, but banning the tactics cards is separate, right? That's synergy stuff as opposed to individual
cards
power.
That basically have stapled to X-23 sometimes, right?
Agreed, but I'm just saying, you have to look at them as separate changes.
Oh, for sure.
And so just looking at X23 in a vacuum, she was still too good. It wasn't just because you had access to no matter the cost and exceptional healing. That just turned her on even more.
I still think she's probably equal to Zemo when it comes to a 3-threat assassin type. I think she actually has higher damage than Zemo. Zemo doesn't have Pierce, does he?
Zemo does not have Pierce. Her damage potential is higher, but Zemo has much higher consistency and attack opportunity. The fact that he has charge and can charge on the first turn without help from other characters is big. If it wasn't for that, I think X23 would see more play.
Yeah, I think we're talking about like a SS model and Zemo, get it, and an S model. Yeah, no, I think we'll see. I'm kind of, I wish we had a preview to what they're changing for this next round, so that way I can build more optimism. Because like most of the changes they had this time were like, sure, a lot of them were, like 2 or 3 of them were just like, hey man, Agent Venom now does shake instead of just removes a condition. It's like, okay, that's how it should have been in the first part.
Right.
Well, it's actually a nerf though, because the reason it didn't say shake before was so you could remove effects underneath like Crystal's bubble and stuff. But obviously, it's almost never going to come up, so it's really just cleaning up verbiage.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's the stuff.
And that was it. Like a lot of the recent changes were really just wording cleanups more than anything. The only real balance updates were like X23.
Yeah, X23 Toad got his health and stuff switched around. That was positive.
Yeah, the Toad was a fair change. He was an outlier.
Oh, Bullseye, I would say, is also something
Yeah, Bullseye was another outlier.
The Strange Supreme change, cool. You can dodge on and die Bakumoto now.
Yeah. The Strange update was surprising, and I think warranted. But again, they like nerfed enough of the convocation characters that I don't think it matters. Like they've effectively invalidated their entire strategy, and they're just trying to now it's just throw in unaffiliated models and hope is what I feel about them. So
yeah, that always felt like it came out with so many cool like the tactic cards for convocation are always really cool, and they're like, no, the strength of convocation is it's a tactic card leadership. You get to bring extra, and it's like that's an aspect of it. That's like one piece of the cube. There's 5 other pieces that you guys have just kind of let fall apart, though. Like the idea is
or intentionally broken,
or that not cultured, not like cultivated.
Yeah.
I don't see what they're probably like. What's the appeal of why would you play convocation? We just kind of made that since we had a bunch of wizards.
Mm.
Yeah, the 2025 changes are probably my least favorite ones they've done. I agree with you when you say that. Looking at this now.
Mm. And like the issue I see is the way I'm viewing it is we're getting problematic models at such a high rate now compared to what we had in the past. Because even when like CGR came out, name the other broken models that came out when CGR came out.
Broken as in really good, or broken as in bad?
No, broken means good. Yeah, like breaking the game good. Like CGR was obviously a massive outlier and was a serious problem. And he needed a touch. I don't think he needed near what they did to him because they basically taken him out of the game.
Before the second core box.
Yeah. And he was played in that time period, but like,
I mean,
what else came out that was game breaking? Because there wasn't a lot of releases in the following spring either because the core box slowed everything down.
The following spring is literally just X-Men and Spider-Foes, basically.
Yeah. And so until Asgard came out, it really wasn't anything even of note. And even then, like, I'd say Hero of Midgard was probably too good, but I think again they way overreacted to how good it was. They were abusing a scenario as opposed to abusing like how strong the list was. Like you could easily just spread out and score out. Like that list was not unbeatable. It was just unbeatable on Researcher at 15 points.
Yeah. So what would you say? Like, I'm looking.
But like now it's like we have Namor, we have Shang-Chi. Like it feels like the rate at which we're gaining. Yeah, the rate at which we're gaining models that are very warranted of getting changed is faster than we're changing models. Is the way I'm seeing it.
Potentially, it's been a year since Namor and Shang-Chi came out.
Exactly. Like how has Shang-Chi not gotten adjusted yet?
Yeah, that I don't know. I think he's.
How has Logan not gotten adjusted yet?
Because it's the same reason I kind of give. I think they think that we got rid of the exceptional healing factor, no one brings him in. I mean, honestly, competitively, I don't see a lot of people bringing Logan, which is insane to me.
Yeah, and then we watch him just straight up win back-to-back games, like solely because he's busted.
Oh, cool! He just kills everything. Okay, neat. Which is for being the best attrition piece at 4, that's not what he should be doing. He should be accelerating the game for an attrition standpoint. He should be able to put the entire game on his back and be like, okay, he wins the game. That's it. Yeah. Even the Web Warriors are like...
You should be able to build list strategies around a single 4-point model that isn't even affiliated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, though, we'll see what they do. I'm not super hopeful, but I am somewhat intrigued. If we don't get anything by November, then I'm going to be pretty sad.
Okay, so 2 things we got to make bets on now using... do I inherit Parker's debt, or is he free? Is he free of it?
Do you want to? I don't think you want to. Parker is 4,141 games in the hole. Yeah, I know. My favorite was like in the Discord. I always made fun of not reading the Discord because somebody added him and told it all you have to do is bet all of your episodes every time, and if you're ever correct, you get back to even.
He never read that message.
And he never read it. And I was like, Parker, just read the Discord. Right. He's like, I did. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he added you. Like, come on, man.
So, because I feel confident, I'll bet whatever you feel is fair for Spider-Ham not being a Web Warrior.
Spider-Ham will not be Web Warrior affiliated, and you're willing to take any stake. You want to straight up bet?
Let's see what Zach thinks is fair. Zach will be the third party here.
Okay.
We're betting Parker episodes, or what are we betting?
We can bet Parker episodes. That's fine. I don't know.
Feels like maybe like a 300 Parker episode.
Whatever you think of fair.
Well, so the Parker episodes was that I got to make fun of Parker with no reprisal was the bet. Basically. As long as he had probationary episodes, he just had to deal with shit. Yeah.
I will play any model. I will play any combination of things. That seems fair to me for MCP stuff. I will.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd say so. If Spider-Ham.
Here's the following. We have to play the list the other person builds for the next
that's
tournament.
Fine. I'm down with that.
That's fair.
If Spider,
his giveaway list control.
After,
all right.
If Spider is released on the 3rd, is there? Oh, it'll be that tournament. Yeah, he comes out on the 3rd. There's a tournament on the 4th.
Well, we'll probably know what he's affiliated with that week. So yeah.
Well, we'll see. There might be one
you
of
would
those,
assume so.
Release the affiliation document on Tuesday the week after they come. Types of weeks.
No, they usually release it the week of.
Usually.
Did they miss one?
I want to say it was the Inhumans box they missed because people weren't sure.
Oh, the Inhumans box. Yeah, that's real hard to guess.
I think it might have been
where there's a leader for Inhumans in the box, and they're clearly all affiliated.
Yeah. It might have been
the box that has 3 Asgard leaders. I don't know what affiliation this is supposed to be.
Yeah, they drop little neat things sometimes, like for some reason Loki's and Crime
sure.
or like
sure, but like they're that they are at least Inhuman affiliated. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I will take the bet. I'll bet you list build rights for one event to be named by the winner. And so it can even be. I'll just do the TTS league, and I'll make you play some garbage free TTS.
That's more fair. I like that.
Yeah. No rules whatsoever, and the bet is that Spider-Ham is not Web Warrior.
And then the second one would be on Saturday, the 15th of November. We will get the second half of the updates for this year.
That's the most specific day.
It's because that's the day.
Don't do that.
So you win if it's that day. Brandon wins if it's any
whatever.
Other
I get 364 days.
You get ridiculous odds on that.
There's no way they're going to do an update on a Sunday in the extravagant.
I bet it's at 4 p.m. specifically.
They do that though.
There's stuff on Sunday?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's usually not on Sunday, but sometimes some stuff comes out on the final day. You mean by November 15th is what you mean?
On.
Not on. You mean on November 15th? No, you mean up to, not the day of. Like.
Oh yeah, if they do it before, then I still win.
They just do it on Friday. Yeah.
I thought you were getting very specific, and you're like at 4:35.
No, the way you phrased it both times was exactly on. No, we're fine.
I can be bold.
Is that when Mini Extravaganzas? Is it official? Okay, I didn't know the date was out. No, I'll do the Spider-Ham one, and we'll wait and see on the updates. it would not surprise me in the least that there's just no updates.
I feel hopeful.
I will be sad, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm feeling hopeful today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Zach was also hopeful that they were doing a Magneto update when they officially said that they were working on it, and then said, "Nope, working." No,
actually, we think he's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten my hopes up a lot of times lately, mainly about Magneto, but.
When they do a panel play for all the X-Men.
When they do all
By the way,
the
the more I look at the new starter sets, the more I don't like them. I think the Spider Foes, they both have just such obvious problems. Because the X-Men one is not X-Men, it's mutant. And the fact that there's a bunch of X-Men they didn't put in the box.
That one's so really annoying. Confusing. The Spider Foes one is a little cleaner. It's like a bunch of the Spider Foes. I thought it was just a bunch of Spider Foes and all their cards.
All right, Zach. How much is Doc Ock worth to you?
Which one?
Is it $60?
Neither of them are worth very much.
No, Doc Ock 1. The first Spider Foe ever printed in the game is now $60 individually.
Because he's in a
box with Kraven, Lizard, and...
so this starter set has like all the other ones besides those guys?
It has everyone but Doc.
Oh.
And the Rivals panel he came in is discontinued, I checked.
Nice.
And so the only way to get Doc Ock 1 now is to get the box with 3 people that are in the core set. And it costs $60.
He's not worth that much.
And so both box sets are fucking awkward as shit. It makes no sense.
That's weird. I didn't realize that there was so much overlap in those, because that's very strange to do that.
And this is why I've been complaining about, like, they don't know what they're doing with their release cycle. It's like they keep just throwing shit at the wall and not having a plan.
Well, it's like, the thing I think kind of annoys me too is that they've been doing 2-packs or solo pack forever, and they're like, never mind, we're 4-packs now. Well, actually,
except for when they do 3-packs, which they're also doing that.
They're also doing 2-packs sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. And it seems like they're changing their minds at a semi-weekly basis. And because of that, they're releasing things multiple times. Like, Doc Ock has been out 3 times, and he's not in the Spider-Foes core set. And he's been released 3 times. Come on, guys.
Oh no, you have 11 models. Wow.
Yeah, who cares? Give them 11. Or take out one of the other models and put them somewhere else. Like, how did you not plan out that you were going to do a core set and leave out the first Spider-Foe ever? And probably the most famous of the Sinister Six.
For sure. The leader.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's so fucking weird. No, neither Doc Ock's in the box, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you had just Goblin.
Right, but it's so fucking strange.
It was really weird.
Wait.
Yeah, and the card that Green Goblin has as like his character card is also a Doc Ock character card. And so, like, you can't even put that in there.
Well, that's the thing, though. It'd be bad. One of the 20.
Well, you might say it wasn't a well-laid plan, I think is what I'm getting at. The plan's poorly laid. What'd you say? I really hope it is. I don't think it will be, but I really hope it is, because that would be hysterical.
That card came with Green Goblin.
Well, because it's great, because they don't come together. They've never come together, to be fair, but they don't come together. And so, like, one of them has to have it. Is it in the Spider-Foe box with just Doc?
You can tell me that.
Or MCPDB? I'm going to check MCPDB.
It is in the Spider-Foe box with Doc.
It'll probably be in both. Like, that'll be the dumb thing. So it'll be in both.
It was also in the original Green Goblin box.
It's in the Rivals panel with Doc Ock, so if you manage to get a hold of one of those Rivals panels.
I do have that one. And that would also just fix it, except that the Spider-Man from that they also put in the Web Warriors pack.
Yep.
Because he's in there with Venom. Because they wanted to make it 4s, and putting Venom and Spider-Man there fixed the number issue. Okay, let's get to our main topic today, and we can move past this random awkwardness. So, random topic we had for this week was, what are some fun or good alternate tournament formats we could do for the store? We've gotten into doing custom formatting stuff recently, and we've been very successful with it. Everyone has seemed to really like it, the changes we've made. They've been mostly very subtle, and so it's not been very game impacting. But we want to talk about other options. So, I will let You guys go first. That way, if you had an idea that I definitely came up with that you're just going to parrot back at me, I'll give you the opportunity to do that now, Zach.
Maybe. Yeah, I think the first idea that I had that we've talked about is just playing 6 rounds, and the games
always play 6 rounds no matter what.
Yeah, just the game is so quick, and that allows for the opportunity to just keep playing. More opportunities to just use your models and do fun stuff, but also an opportunity if you're playing attrition to actually have a chance to like table someone and kill some models before the game's over on turn 3. But I've also just played a lot of attrition teams lately, and so I think that's where my mind went, was how can I make the game longer, because they're just way too quick.
So just to clarify, you're just basically not ending the game when you get to 16. You're just going to play through the 6 turns and then look at it at the end.
Yes.
The only exception would be if one person was tabled, obviously, right?
Right.
Or would you continue playing and scoring points after the tabling?
Ooh, that could be interesting too. Is if you just kept going and running up the score. But I think a
because
table would just end it, so.
Let's say at the end of round 4, my opponent scores 220 and I'm at 6. But he's only got 3 models left, they're all injured. And then on turn 5, I kill all of his models and score 5 points, taking me to 13. And then another 5 points, taking me to 18. And so then I end up actually, like, still losing in that example.
I thought it was
let's say you ended up tying it or going ahead because I was able to score, like, 7 or 8 points when the board was completely clear. It's like, well, I'm scoring every point on the table now, so now I can catch up.
I thought about that, or maybe something of, like, a tabling just being worth a certain amount of points. Like, if you table them, then you just score 10 or something. But that feels like that could be a little tougher to actually work out.
I see that could have some different issues. But I like the always play through 6 turns, so I'm going to put that on here. All right, CJ, you're up next.
I went in a different direction. I think it'd be really...
First to 10.
Whoever scores
only
first.
Only play 2 turns.
I want a gladiatorial arena. You bring one model. No, I thought it'd be really cool to try to adapt one of the narrative events they run that they have official rules for, so like war or separation anxiety, into an actual like long format to that tournament. Sort of like a narrative type event would be really because I like some of the stuff going on in both of those. Just like carrying something another game into like because in the Infinity War you can like earn a gem power or stone power and bring that to the next. Just something to switch up, make something different.
Okay. So, like mini campaign,
like a side game, kind of.
Isn't that just how the Infinity War works, though? Like you just play multiple games, but you're just doing that as a tournament.
Kinda, it's an event, but like actually having like if it's a tournament type thing.
I was gonna put out a narrative event.
That's exactly what I
got. Okay. All right. So the next one I had was instead of scoring to 16, just changing that number to 20.
I had that same idea.
So that way you would just get to the later turns more often, because you still end at turn 6 unless it's tied, even if neither person gets to 16. But the game stopping score is 20 instead of 16.
Yep, I think I would like that too, because you get to like turn 5 a lot more often, turn 6 sometimes. Like it would just extend it where you can't just... Or like I know, you've had a lot of bad experiences where like, oh, well, my dice were bad for a round, and so that meant the game was over. And so forcing the game to be longer kind of smooths out that curve a little bit.
I think also the games that are the most enjoyable are the games when both people are like making choices and like making decisions at the last moment. And so rarely are the games that you really enjoy like, oh, I can't stop him from getting to 16, so let's just shake hands in the middle of the round.
Yep.
Like, I failed my 1 dice roll that's going to stop him from getting there, and so now I'm no longer making decisions. It's just throwing Hail Mary attacks at this model that's going to get him to 16.
Yeah, I agree. The most fun I've ever had in the game is usually like round 4 or 5, and we're both pretty close. And right now it's just about like, okay, I can move here, attack. No, I guess I move over here and attack. Get that point and make him move. Like the closer, slower, drawn out plays in MCP are what I like about it. Turn 3, I've scored 12. I just need 4 to win now. Okay.
Yeah. I think a lot of times you also see it like you're at like 13 or 14 or even like 15, like right up at the line. And you start the next round, they've got like 3 extracts in priority. And so like, all right, first guy runs directly away twice and places behind this building. And you're like, okay. So then let's say I get like a daze the second, third guy runs behind the building as well, and you're like, okay, cool. So the game's over. Like, and it's just like you're not playing the game anymore. Yeah, exactly. You're playing this weird like 3-card money bullshit that's not really part of it. Right, but you still want to keep it to where you're not ignoring the scenario. Exactly. You want the scenario to be important. And so if you think about it this way, let's say when the game first came out, half the extracts were like maximum 2-point scores.
Yeah.
And like there was a couple that were 3-point max scores. And so the average value in a scenario turn, well, you're talking about like scoring like 5 or 6 points in most turns. Now we're scoring like 9 is average. And so at that point, like the game's obviously going to end sooner. Like there's so many high scoring missions that I think raising the point total a little bit would help.
Yeah, because it's like you said 9 is the average now. So typically someone's going to score 5 and 4.
Oh, somebody posted this. I wish I still had the data, but it
sounds like something SGP would have posted. But yeah, basically it's like, okay, cool. That's a 3-round game. If you lose, like if you're the guy with 4 and you lose 1, the guy's got 6. Okay, so 5, 6. He's at 11.
Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say it went up like almost a full point.
Yeah,
because like they 3/4 of a point.
They cut a couple 3s. They added another 5. They added samples, which is basically
they got rid of
6 almost. Yeah, like.
Okay, Zach, you're up.
So this one's probably a little bit more like goofy than functional, but taking away the alias rule. So like if you want to play all 3 Tony Starks, if I want to play all 3 T'Challas, just allowing like duplicates of that. It could get a little wonky with some of the tactics cards, but I think like it could just be a fun sort of like multiversal type thing of like all 3 T'Challas lined up fighting against. I know
you just want to play fucking King T'Challa under the original Black Panther's leadership. Don't get out of here, Zach.
I'll play the push leadership. I'll do it. Don't threaten me.
You can play it now.
I'll play that useless pushing one. Or like I've always CJ knows, I've always wanted to play Ultron.
Alter Ego.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play Ultron 2 with Ultron, and then have Sentinels painted as Ultron, and just have an Ultron team. Is it bad? Sure, but it'd be fun. Like it'd be fun to just have a bunch of Ultrons on the table.
I suppose like a multiverse, or what would they call it?
Yeah. Again, this one is more just like goofy than it is functionally.
It'd be fun, but like.
No, I like the no alter ego rule. I think that's good. I'm just trying to think if there's a way that we could extend that even further. Because I've also thought about like a clone mission where you have like cloning banks basically, but you have to clone somebody in the game.
Ooh, that could be cool.
And so maybe you have to clone an opponent. And so like on turn 2, you get to clone an opposing model. And so like you might build your team differently knowing that they can copy one of your models.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I'm not going to bring Red Skull 2 because I want to play against Red Skull 2.
Yeah.
And so like you have to think about it. And they're like automatically affiliated, maybe.
Well, I mean, if you just bring them into the game, you're already affiliated.
Right. Well, sometimes it matters if they're affiliated or not. But pretty rare.
See, that'd be cool.
It's like I can Avengers assemble this guy because I'm playing Avengers.
What if you fucking secret agent someone? Or what sleeper agent someone? If both players have to sleeper agent another model at random. Something like that could be interesting too for that same kind of idea.
Ooh, sleeper agent where you can play sleeper agent on one of their models mid game, and you actually just gain control of their character.
They can do it to you too.
And they were like on, yeah, they get to do it to you as well. And so like they were on your team the whole time, and you're like, oh no, like I picked up the extract with this guy, but like they'd have to they have to like write it down in advance, and then it's like it happens on like turn 3, they switch sides. It's the double cross mission. I like that.
Picture of the Spider-Man playing with each other.
Yeah. Sleeper agent, they're non-leader or something.
Double sleeper agent, the mission. Okay. CJ, what you got?
My second one's kind of just what we were talking about, just unique crises. We'll just run like either
custom missions.
Custom missions, kind of just for funsies.
Anything specific, or just write our own missions and play?
So for me to dive into it more, I like the idea of what the War of Kings was pitched as, which is it's a narrative structured event. Like set of Crisis cards. It didn't really pan out to be that. Like, it's just a bunch of cards that have the words from the comics kind of on it for events and stuff. But something like a little bit more like that. So like, I would do. We'd like each round we'd run. Like we'd take. It depends on how many rounds we think we'd have. Each round I'd have a set of Crisis cards. And like the first one that comes to mind immediately would be Civil War, because that'd make more sense for like what the chaos that's happening with the original Civil War comic run, and just make a bunch of like stuff like that. The secure to extract pairing for each round, basically 3 or 4 rounds. Kind of like how they have the War Kings tournament, but I would do more. Play with it some more, make some more like comic booky stuff.
All right, so I like that. What I got from you, I kind of then just put into like a framework of where my mind went. And so custom missions, but we do it like immediately after the previous event. We put up open submissions for 2 weeks for players to write their own missions and submit them.
Oh, okay.
You send them to me. And then for the next 2 weeks, or next week, we do open voting. And then it's just like we take the 6 or 10 most popular from the voting, and that's the Crisis Pack for the following tournament.
Oh, I'd like that too. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so let's say we get 50 submissions, which is a wild guess. We get 25 of each. Then we put up the voting, and we take like the 5 most popular from Extract and from Secure, and then that's the Crisis Pack. We Photoshop it into a good format, and then we put it up. And then obviously there'd be like hard rules, like you can't do no points or you can't do more than 6 tokens, like stuff, because people have to have enough tokens, and don't do really, really dumb stuff. But...
you score one, you grab the extract, round 1, you score 100 points.
Yeah, nothing really stupid. And obviously, I wouldn't even bother posting those. But I think if people got into it, it could be really fun.
I want to give someone like, and people who understand the game and stuff can stretch kind of like their creative thinking muscles when it comes to like, what would I like to see?
Yeah.
As a actually, like, what would an attrition focused like mission actually look like? That'd be kind of neat and different.
Mm-hmm. So. All right. So next for me is we have a rotation of card legality, and so we basically go through and we find either restricted cards or rotated cards or banned cards from the past, and then every tournament we bring back a couple of them. Or even maybe roll back the clock on some erratas. It's like, hey, let's play OG Malekith, like on release Malekith. He's legal for this tournament, and then one we maybe bring back No Matter the Cost, or Brothers in Arms, or Researcher, or something, and but it's like 1 or 2 of each, and then maybe we make some other cards restricted, like, hey guys, joint efforts restricted for this tournament, just to
our own band,
rock the boat a little bit, yeah. And like maybe we could ban stuff too, but I think it's more about giving people, like, maybe we'll play evacuation efforts for one tournament just to see how bad it was.
Yes.
Like stuff like that.
Old school card.
Like I think bring back Old Time Stone for one tournament and just see where it goes. Because as crazy as it was, it's a totally different game now. I don't think it'd be nearly as good as it was when it was out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. That one might be my favorite overall. Is just making their own curated ban list of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I really hate banning stuff when like a small update could fix it. And so like some things just need to be banned, right? Like you could say that exceptional healing just needed to be banned, or researcher need to be banned, or CGR at its peak just needed to be banned. Like I think that's all fair stuff to do, but when you're like, we need to ban Black Cat, I was like, well, she is oppressive in like one strategy, and she has a really like negative play experience, but taking a 3-point affiliated model away from an affiliation that might really need said model can be devastating. Like, let's say we banned Logan and X-23 before the update, right? It's like, well, so you just can't play Weapon X at all?
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair to a Weapon X player. And even though we're looking at, like, the greater good of the meta, taking that stuff away is not fair. So I try to avoid that kind of thing if at all possible. Because when you're just invalidating entire affiliations, it's really rough. Like, hey, we need to ban Crimson Dynamo because he's too good on research. It's like, she just can't play Winter Guard, like, at all.
But sorry, Winter Guard players. Without a leadership.
Sure, but then you're not playing Winter Guard. So, yeah.
Soviet Strike, once.
Yeah, once. It's like, or we could just play good stuff. like characters that have that printed on their card.
Yeah.
Like
Sabotage.
Mm-hmm. All right, Zach, you're up.
So I think my third one again is just kind of trying to change some of the normal dynamic of it, and either having like a random threat level. So like you would pick your 2 crisis cards and then like roll for it. But I think that messes with priority a little bit too much, which I know we've kind of played with some also. So either something like that or just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, can you start over, please?
Yeah, so
I lost you as well.
The thought I had was having the threat be random. Like I know the crises are built in a way around that. It kind of messes with priority a little bit. But you would like pick the 2 crises that you have and then either like roll for it or flip, or maybe you just set it of like, okay, so this round we're gonna play at 19 threat. Like everyone's playing at 19 threat.
Sure. Yeah.
3 rounds of 20.
Or you could have like a deck of cards that you could draw from that's like, and maybe it's weighted. So there's like 3 17s, there's 2 18s, 1 19, 1 20. And so it's like, all right, you shuffle them up and you just draw off the top. You're like, all right, we're playing 20 this round. Like, even though you're playing 2 16-point missions.
Yeah, because I
think the point totals are intended to be played with those missions, and I do think they put some thought into that. That doesn't mean they're necessarily correct. I personally have thought the point totals for specific missions has been pretty well done. But yeah, changing it up does change stuff up. For example, in our game, when we made illegal lists because we decided to play at 18 instead of 17.
Exactly, yeah.
And then our game went completely off the rails instantly. Maybe they've been very well cultivated and we should leave it alone.
I think, my thought was like it'd get rid of some of the scripts, right? If you're like, oh, I know I'm playing this,
correct,
and it's this threat, and it's like, okay, well, you have your plan on whatever for 19, but we're playing 17 this time. So how can you build a plan around that? You know, even if it's 2 19 threat missions or something. But like you said, from our game too, it does make me think like, those are kind of set there for a reason, and that might make it too messy. Like it might just go off the rails immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I think it'd be neat. I've played some unique combinations and stuff. Now, would you keep it within the legal 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, or would you smooth?
I think I'd consider.
I think for that you would want to.
Yeah, like the most I'd consider is maybe 21, but even then, I think 16 to 20 is a good range. It's probably best to just keep it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you're going to do outside of the normal range, you need to intentionally play missions that will speed the game up. And so cubes is a good example of that, because, taking damage on your guys. And then looking back, like Gamma was one of those where it's like, hey, if you did Gamma and cubes, you could play 24 points. So your shit's just going to die so fast. It doesn't matter. Everything's taking 2 damage a turn. It doesn't matter that you've got 24 points worth of shit.
Yeah.
CJ, do you have another one?
Yeah, mine's an oldie but a goodie. Kind of I think affiliation / the 3-box challenge is something that we've never tried before, and it could be interesting. If you're not familiar,
okay,
it's you get one of the core boxes, and you get to add 3 boxes onto that. I mean, it might get a little different now since they started adding like 3 and 4 character boxes. So we might have to look at if someone's come up with better ways of doing that now. I haven't heard of anyone doing that kind of tournament, but I think even without the 3-box aspect, just doing an affiliation type tournament would be really neat. You can only bring your affiliation and rogue agents. I think most of the affiliations are rocking 10 people now. Very few don't.
Oh yeah, I mean, the vast majority have over 10. I was thinking more of stuff that isn't already canon, as opposed to just stuff we haven't personally run. But
kind of like what we think actually this affiliation should look like.
No, I meant like the idea for the alternate formats.
Well, then,
I meant more stuff that nobody does as opposed to just we don't do.
Then let's. Oh crap! Okay, do your
but if you don't have
do your next one, because I had an honorable mention that I forgot about.
Sure. So the next one that I think Zach had kind of mentioned is doing a preset mission for the round. And so when we get to round 1, we get, hey guys, we're doing Cubes Infinity this round, and then like set the point total as well. So that's an easy one that a lot of people have probably mentioned before. It's just not currently a format. There's even mechanics for it in Longshanks. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's run. I've just never heard of anybody doing it.
Cool. So I technically that's how the War Kings one's supposed to be set. Like if you ran that event,
Oh,
you
is it?
run the same the 4 steps through the missions. Because that's how you get use the.
Oh, right, but there are a specific
Yeah,
scripted set of
it's
missions for the
exactly that.
whole
You don't-
tournament. Yeah.
But I think doing a curated list I think is really cool because then, especially if you don't reveal that information before, like.
Oh, I'd actually say the opposite. I would want to
like a
reveal
40K
in advance.
tournament packet.
That way, you're building the best roster you can think of for this 3 or 4
Okay.
round mission. So that way, the number of people that are going to show up might affect it as well because you won't play the 4th round if you get less than 10 people.
Yeah, I could see that. Then I mean, especially if you're very careful with how you make the.
Yeah, they'd be very intense. It wouldn't just be like, I'll flip 2 and tell everyone. It's like you're curating.
Yeah, because then you could be like, okay, the first mission, scenario, second mission's attrition, and the third mission's a mix, or something similar to like that idea.
And it specifically, I would do everyone as a like weighted. It's like none of them would be sellout either way. That way, no specific type of team would be easy to just run through that round. Or else you could just like, all right, well, I need a package for 18-point scenario list, and so once I get that, now I've only used 5 characters for that, so then I can use my next 4 characters for round 2, and then just try and do my best in round 3. And so, like, I wouldn't want people doing that. I would want it to be like, okay, well, I'd still want you to be building a team for it, but I wouldn't want it to be a sellout team. I'd want it to be, like, nuanced. And so you want enough scoring that, it's going to be aggressive, but you don't want so much scoring that somebody could run away with it.
Right. All right. So.
All right.
I can get.
You got another one for me?
Yeah, so coming back to my honorable mention, I was just going to talk about this because I think it's a neat idea. And I think it's kind of silly. They just kind of went, there they are. We don't do anything with these anymore. One-shot cards. I think running a tournament where there's a deck of one-shot cards at the table, you shuffle it and you pull whichever one out. And it could not even be the official ones, just ones that fit for the table that you're at. Would be interesting.
Cool.
A lot of these are like specific for basically every terrain piece they've released has one.
Mm-hmm.
But
all the new terrain pieces. There's also some generic ones we have at the store.
Yeah.
So the issue being for us personally is we don't have any of the new terrain. I'm sure we could find the cards and print them off and just figure it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Say, like, the semi trucks are the vibranium cards.
Yeah, we'd have to make our own.
But
our own.
Yeah,
changes.
we could also just do our own one shots.
Yeah, but I think that'd be neat because then you might get one that increases the threat value or subtracts the threat. Because you pick the threat value, then you draw the card and you go, oh, well, shit, we're actually playing at 21 now, turns out.
Yeah.
And then trash cans are all... Punishers sliced all the trash cans on the table with pipe bombs. You roll every time you walk next to a trash can to see if it explodes and shit like that.
Okay. I have one final one. This is kind of a carryover from an old War Machine rule, kill box. Basically says for kill box is if you end a turn within a set distance of any table edge with your leader model, you give up 2 victory points to your opponent. And in War Machine, it was win by 5, and so that was massive if you did that. And the reason they did it is because if your leader died, you lost the game, and so it'd keep you from just hiding in the corner. But there's only some missions had it. And so the concept to adapt it for this would be you only score points off models not within like range 3 of a board edge, for example. And so you could be in a situation where it's like, well, maybe I'll just push you into the void, and then therefore your model stops being a scoring model. So even if you're still holding the extract, like, it doesn't matter, you don't score points, you're over there. You're basically dazed for the effects of scoring.
Yeah.
So even if you're still on the point, like maybe even if you just aren't willing to put your model over the edge. So obviously you'd have to do a lot of thinking about that because like the Ds are so close to the edge already. You'd have to be like on the inside of the D just to score.
You just make it like you have to be within range 4 of a secure to score.
You could, but range 4 of a
it's still pretty
secure
long.
is basically the board.
Yeah.
So it's in my opinion not even worth making the rule at that point.
I mean, you could do
But
some.
depending, like if you're doing it on like a C, then definitely like that's very impactful. But
it could be based on what the price is. Like you have to be with just a little addendum. Be like, hey, if you're on D's, you have to be within like 30 years.
Yeah.
But honestly,
and the easy thing, the easy thing also would just say it's like if you're in a deployment zone, then you just don't count as a scoring model. And so that way, it's just a 3 on the back
That's
edge.
a way better. I think that's a way more succinct and better way of doing that. Then
it can be, but then also you have D's then where it's like, well, if I just push you, you don't score at all, right? So there's a lot of different aspects to it. But I think some form of that. Originally, I was going to say is like if you're not within 2 of a secure, you just aren't a scoring model. But that's obviously too extreme.
It could be if you're,
and it wouldn't be for all missions. It could just be for like some missions.
What if you just don't score extracts?
Right, that would be the case because
I guess you can't fucking score a D if you're
Yeah.
standing on it or a blue.
Yeah, mainly that. Yeah.
That's something to play around with. I do like the idea of that because I think one of the big issues is, like we talked about just a little bit earlier, is cool. My turn 3 now is I've got 3 extracts. I'm going to run them all to the corners. I just need 2 more to win. You have to kill 2 of these guys. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps that. That's a problem I've always had with the game. I think that doesn't feel like what the game is supposed to be. Is when somebody takes their extract runner and they just pop long out of the way. Okay,
Yeah.
he's parked over there, and I think that'd be finding a way to fix that. I think would go a long way.
Okay, how about this? What if I told you the deployment zone on the map just didn't exist?
Think it's gone.
It's not part of the play space. Because you only have to deploy touching it, so that's the same equivalent of saying deploy touching the board edge. And so you just said just cut 6 inches off both sides of the map. It's now a 24-inch by 36 map.
Fine.
You're like, that's the play space.
That's fine.
And you're like, you can't move in there. You can't get thrown past that line. That is the line.
It only comes up when somebody is running away.
It literally only comes up when you run away. Yeah.
There's no other reason. No one comes in.
There's and you're not even supposed to put terrain in the deployment zone. Really, that's one of the guidelines for terrain deployers. Don't put it in the deployment zone. It's there's no point in that existing.
Yeah,
you could just play on a white table.
You
don't need the full space.
Maybe people don't make 2 foot by 3 foot maps, or what is it?
Well, I think originally the concept was this space could be usable, but it literally doesn't play.
Where do I put my cards?
Right, but you could cut that space off the mat and still put your cards there.
Huh. Yeah, no, that's fine with me, honestly.
It's why is it there?
The
only time it's mattered other than running away?
The only time I hear about it existing is when my opponent moves the model far away from my other models there, and I get mad at it.
And you have to pick up your cards.
Yeah, and I get mad at it. I'm like, why are you doing this, man? Yeah. I thought we were having a fun game. He's like, well, I want to
Tell you what, I agreed to not attack this model. Don't make me move my shit.
Lies!
Let's make a truce. I'm going to smash your model if you make me move my cards. Yeah. I'm going to put my elbow on it.
Oh, what's that? That's weird. Okay. Gun broke. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Zach, did you have any other ones?
No, that was all of it.
I'm just asking in case you did. Okay. CJ, are you?
Yeah, I'm tapped out. Those are the ones I came up with.
No, that's nice. That's more than I expected we would get to. I figured we'd name a lot of the same ones.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that no overlap, really. Some kind
well, I think
ideas,
I had a few that I did,
but
I think we just didn't say the overlaps.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys know of anywhere that lets you make custom cards that has a template you just type into?
For specifically MCP?
Yes.
If you give me a little bit, one of the Discords does custom card stuff. Let me see.
Okay. Primarily for the mission cards, because that way you could just type up your own mission card and select the deployment. Maybe that would be really nice.
Yeah. Oh dang it! No one said Mojo Ball tournament.
But again, we're looking for not formats we don't play, but formats that aren't a thing yet.
Does anyone play Mojo Ball?
I don't know. Probably not. But it is a format. Same thing as Extended is a format, just no one plays it. Why would you want to?
Hey, here you go. I'm sending.
Extended is literally the shadow dimension, and it's just let's go there and play. Fuck that.
I think this has it. Decline, please.
All right, I have a quick anecdote to give you guys. Not anecdote, observation of my game on Thursday.
Oh.
And then we can get to the mission talk. So currently playing, I played Hydra this week. My Hydra list, just a reminder to people, is Strucker, Zemo, Spider-Woman, Zola, Bob, Baron Mordo, Pyro, Omega Red, Dracula, Apocalypse. So I can't remember what point total we played at, but I played Strucker, Zemo, Zola, Mordo, Dracula. It was awesome. I very much liked my list. I had all 3 Barons and Zola and Dracula. And so looking at the table, we have Vlad Dracul. Hell yeah. We've got Arnim Zola, Wolfgang von Strucker. We've got Helmut Zemo. And then Carl and Bob. It's the best list ever. Just the names going down the line. It's and there's Carl and Bob. You're like, what? Did it suddenly go to Trailer Park? What happened?
These 2 assholes.
But so as the list started playing out, I was like, this is actually amazing. So Mordo walks up, Master of the Cold, gets power. Zola walks forward, shoots somebody, gets power. Strucker walks forward, picks up an extract. Bob walks forward, picks up an extract. Dracula's hanging out on the other side waiting for them to come pick up the extract. So they finally do. He walks up and he throws his 7 dice at Ancestral Blade. Mordo kicks in 2 dice, so now it's 9. And he's standing within range of Zemo, so he's got to reroll. And he's within range of Zola, so he's got 3 more rerolls after that. And then if he gets any skulls in his roll of 9 dice with 4 rerolls, he gets to gain bleed. But then he gives them bleed because he damages them. Then if he gets a hit on his 9 dice with 4 rerolls, then he gives them another ability like Hex. Then he heals the damage he gets from Mordo because he gave it a condition to an enemy. And so it's like, cool, I attack you, 9 dice with 4 rerolls. I take a damage. I gain bleed. I give you the bleed. I heal the damage and also gain Hex and 4 damage. And then I gain 4 power. Your turn. Oh, and then I bow you because I now have gained power. Your turn. And he's like, what the fuck was that? It was amazing. Vlad Dracul never once had to do the blood drain attack because he gained a health at least once a round, usually twice a round, because he would get to attack out of turn on the attack back. And so he's just healing 2 a turn. Oh, and then because he's giving you bleed, he's healing for the bleed as well. It was awesome. I think Dracul in Hydra might be better than Apocalypse in Hydra.
I believe that, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
it was
insane.
really good. It was really good. There was multiple times where he's just like, Dracul just kills whoever he wants. Like, why would he ever not kill them? His attacks are insane when you put all these buffs on
yeah,
them.
buffing Dracula's attacks is so fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was very fun. So I'm very excited to do more of that.
Oh.
All right, so let's get into our scenario talk for this week. We have Terrigen Canisters, Fuel Doomsday Device. This is somewhat lower played with a 2% play rate. I believe this is the mission that everyone was excited about for the scoring teams, and then quickly realized speed short poison sucks. And so then they started playing scientific samples instead, because obviously they knew better.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you have an F scoring mission that doesn't get played by scenario teams says a lot about your mission. Yeah, this one's just rough. Obviously, you don't want to get poisoned on your scenario models because generally the way they function is they slowly accumulate power over time and use it for defensive or board control abilities. It's also on physical defense, which high model count lists tend to have a low amount of. Becoming speed short also prevents you from running away, which as a scenario mechanic I like. I wouldn't even be against all extracts making you speed short. But in this case, people don't like it because they get caught when they try and run away.
I can't run away now.
Oh no, my little baby legs. Overall, I think this is a pretty fair F mission. I think this is a good example of what F should probably look like, which is why it doesn't get played.
Yeah, it's not.
Why would you want to play fair missions when you can play unfair missions?
This is. Why would you ever play this over samples as a scoring team? Besides, you have respect for your fellow humans and like camaraderie. I think this would be still pretty good if you're wanting to play an F as like a mid-range team that doesn't really. There's a couple of factions I think, or a couple of affiliations that don't really care about this move small and the poison with high physical defense. I think you could probably look at a criminal syndicate list. Like there's a couple of poison immune guys on there.
Poison's pretty rough on criminals though, because they tend to play a bunch of potatoes.
If you
potatoes
play
want power.
people who are not immune to it.
Yeah, but the criminals aren't.
There's a couple.
Like
Omega Red for once.
Is he's a criminal?
Yeah.
I know he's a criminal.
A-bomb.
Okay, but none of the good ones though.
Give me a second. Mephisto.
So the issue I'm saying though is like it's a go wide list. It's still hard, right? Because all your poison immune models are not go wide models that are criminals.
Yeah, typically.
You're not wrong there though. Like taking a lot, like the Hellfire Club list, like a lot of intermediate type models, and trying to win out that way. But you're not really taking models that are good at winning the extract battle while also being immune to poison.
Yeah, see that's the thing.
And making them speed short just puts that nail in the coffin.
I wouldn't say Rhino hates this mission.
Well, him being poisoned is annoying because it lets people just ignore him. Because the situation he's in right now is you kind of can't ignore him because he'll eventually get his licks in.
Yeah.
If he's poisoned, that might not be true because he's literally getting 0 power. So he's going to have to really spike those attacks to get enough power to be dangerous.
As long, if you, yeah, true. I guess if the opponent can play,
you just don't attack him.
What game are you playing? You don't attack somebody. Every character has an attack. You have to attack. That's
You have
that's
to
the
move
tournament
at
I'm
them
going to
and
run.
attack the maximum number
If
of
you
times.
do not attack at least once with a character, you lose 5 victory points.
Yeah.
Banned. No, I think that the reason why this, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think you could probably try to game this mission, but you're not going to game it in a way that's more effective than just running the best stuff. Maybe. Try to see. Let's see if there's who do you think's the best poison immune model besides Hulk?
All of the Inhumans.
I wouldn't consider Hulk, but
What? Hulk's pretty good still.
Honestly, best poison immune model, I'd probably say Black Bolt.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
a
the
fair shout.
Inhumans do well on this. Like they're one of the few
That's what I was
teams
waiting.
that they're
Yeah.
just all immune. Now, granted, there's a couple of them that would really hate to be speed short.
Weirdly,
but
the Terrigen Canisters mission is good for Inhumans.
weird.
It's
weird how that works out.
Wow. They actually, do you think they planned that out? That's crazy.
But I mean, so a lot of the Inhumans tend to get into position and then not really move a lot after that.
Right.
And then you still have potentially Lockjaw available to do his stuff. And so like they have a lot of stuff. Also, if they are immune to poison, but even if the models that they bring that aren't immune to poison, Black Bolt's leadership's good at fixing that issue of getting them the power they need when they need it.
Yep.
And so I think this is a very good mission for Inhumans, and they should definitely consider it, especially with the. I guess it does stop the Quicksilver play.
Yeah.
Because he
yes
can't get
and
out.
no. He can at least short move, so he's on the middle instead
Correct.
of
He's
all
still
the
way
way
better
back.
than anybody else.
Right,
but
like
it's
he still
it's not
has,
ideal.
supersonic reflexes or whatever the hell it is.
Mhm.
And it's like you at
Bullshit.
least have a window to attack him instead of he's
Yeah.
just gone, but they can
Yeah.
still abuse it better than most. So I've thought about the teams like, I'm obviously in a big Brotherhood kick right now. I've thought about like, could Brotherhood deal with this? Because Juggernaut's already slow. The poison kind of messes up his turn 2 to be able to move and slide. But he's already slow and he's sliding back, so he doesn't care. Mystique doesn't care about being poisoned, and at least in my perspective, she also kind of wants to move somewhere and then camp because she doesn't have extra mobility and she doesn't need a lot of power. So I don't think she cares as much. She's not a model that's rotating a ton.
Is she one picking up one of the canisters though in that list?
Yeah, that's fine. All she does is rapid fire. She has 10 power constantly.
Yeah, but
She doesn't care if that's 8. It just doesn't matter for her.
which one she's picking up? Which one would you have her pick up?
One of your home
I'd
ones.
probably
One of your home
I'd
ones.
probably pick up the middle. I mean, she has stealth.
I'm having Juggernaut pick up the middle and then move back.
Oh, sure, if you're playing Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mystique's picking up one of your side ones and then just...
So the issue is it makes it so hard for her to affect the game after she picks it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's true of anyone who's picking these up.
Mhm.
Unless you have like a self move or a speedster type effect where you can just move flat a distance, which is like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
They patched that out of the game though. Anyone who gets like a movement tech thing now typically can't do it while holding something. So like new Zemo, new Cap.
Some of the newer ones.
Yeah, advanced type powers usually do work. I think Quicksilver's one of the few that doesn't, if not the only one that doesn't. Even place effects usually do.
Place effects.
Can you think of anybody?
Place effects always, I think, work, but I haven't. I don't want to jinx myself, but I think they haven't.
It's usually the tactics cards don't. Tactics cards will say unless you have extract.
I don't think they've added a character that has a.
So, like, the one I can think of off the top of my head is Gwenpool, where it's like Gwenpool's gutter space thing. She can only do if she doesn't have an extract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
she's not super new, but
I think any character that has something like that drops it now. Like Dracula is the one I can think of. Well, I guess his shapeshifting is just healing.
Yeah, he has the speed long one. I believe is drop, or maybe it's the one that gives him flight. One of them does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm looking now. It's got me curious.
But like in general, yeah, I don't think there's very many teams that want to play this, because like we've talked about, it's one of your 3 extracts. So how much of a plan are you having to bake in for this one that's a little bit weird, and is it really giving you an advantage over your opponent to play this one specifically? Like, I just don't know that there's very many plans for this specific extract that are going to give you an advantage over playing either of the other Fs or samples or trying to game scrolls or senators. Like I feel like there's a lot of other missions that are easier to like game the system a little bit. This one, like you said, is like well balanced, and so there's not really a way to abuse it. But I also don't think that there's other than maybe Inhumans that are just all immune to it. Like I don't know that there's anybody that's exceptional at this either. And I don't think any attrition team wants to put 5 on the board on purpose.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. But I think this is kind of like what a lot of people view senators as. When you put that many points on the board, but also make it to where you can't run away, like, I just kill you, right? You can't get away from me.
Right.
Does that mean
you don't have enough power on turn 2 to use place or run effects?
Yeah.
And so what, you're going to double move short? I'll just charge you. Like,
yeah.
Wouldn't
like Logan's just going to skittles those people up, just like piece of candy down the line.
Yeah. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, that would make like Shadowlands leadership actually kind of interesting because I know he's good on senators. People like playing that since there's so many things to pick up and hold. I don't know. If
I don't think people do. I think Josh does.
Josh
does.
Josh does weird shit. I don't care what.
So
Josh
I
does.
think this is an intellectual fallacy. So how many of your models on round 2 in your average game aren't contesting a point? The answer is very few.
Yeah.
Especially any of them on the center line. Doesn't matter. They're just not, because you wouldn't be there if you weren't contesting one. And so like you just shoot everybody. Everyone's contesting. That's the way the game works. And so it's like you don't need to play senators to get everyone to contest. You just stand on the points and win the game if they don't. Like, you play intrusions, everyone's contesting, or they're losing the game. You're telling me you're going to stand over there and give me 5 points. Like,
that kind of makes me think, like, okay, maybe some of the potato lists that are like, all right, I want to move, and then I just want to sit here on this point. And I don't care as much about the speed short in that scenario because I'm just going to stand here and just try not to die for a while. Like, maybe they would like it, but I don't even know which of those lists really exist at the moment.
I think this is why it's an example of a good mission, because it's not a sellout. It's high scoring, but at a cost, which is good. The only thing I see being an issue is if you get into the situation where I am now holding an extract because I had to pick it up because the tempo of the game now, you just can't leave them on the ground. And now I have to chase you because we're in a situation, we're in kind of a stalemate, and I can't cross the gap. And so now both of us are just standing there looking at each other, and neither of us can afford to leave the secure we're standing on because we can't get to the other person. And so now we just we both lose the game, right?
Yeah.
It's like, let's say we're playing a D or Mayor Fisk, and it's like, well, I can't go over there. I'm not fast enough. And so I can't get there to contest you, so I have to stay where I'm at. And so I've seen situations like that crop up. Speed short is a hell of a drug. I would be cautious, but I do wish there was a way you could just declare that you drop it. That was like the one thing that scares me about this mission. If you could just I declare to drop this, place it. I'll come get you. Yeah. You should always be allowed to drop and extract.
Can I tell you the most random dumb idea I had on this mission, but I haven't tried yet?
What?
Playing ASM under Mystique. You dive their back one of their back 2. So he gets the power refunded to him. Then because he has to roll his physical defense, if he rolls a crit, he gets another power, and then he web swings it.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's the plan. That's how ASM dies.
That was it?
That was the whole plan.
Okay.
Because this one feels very hard to dive, because then you're trapped there. Because then you're like, oh, I'm going to move really slowly away from you.
But you're almost. There's only one example of you not being trapped there in this example.
Yeah, no, I didn't say this was a good example.
You're getting trapped.
I said it was a bad idea.
You just do Widow 3 or something like that. Still works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when you go grab their back point, you're just standing there regardless. It's not the end of the world if ASM is standing there. Worst case scenario, you're standing there with a power and you get to witty banter when they attack you. You'll be fine. If they kill you, I'd be amazed. It's just the value of ASM just free taking the middle is usually worth it, that you wouldn't bother anyway. Mm-hmm. I guess if you didn't have prio and you're just I gotta get this point back, so you go take one of theirs. What would be better is just do that but play Inhumans and just give him 2 power. So first turn, pass a power, someone picks up the middle. Second turn, pass a power, he double moves, picks up, places away.
Yeah. Instead of the Quicksilver play, you just use ASM.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just do it on the second turn. It's the exact same problem. They have no way to fix it.
Yep.
It just costs you 2 more threat than the Quicksilver plan does. Congrats! I've now broken this mission twice. Like, I got the Quicksilver mission, and I got ASM now. Great.
Perfect. That's what we were waiting for.
Because what's their option? You have Prio, you get the middle point, then they get one of their back points. ASM's fast enough to get to any of the points, and he has Wall Crawler, so there's no way you can stop him because he's on a medium base. He even has more leeway than Quicksilver.
Yeah, there's no way. He places 3 away.
He gets whichever one you didn't pick up, and then the web swings past the center line as ASM. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Welcome to Cancer. I hope you enjoy your cancer. All right, so is that the list you're playing now?
Inhumans with ASM to break Terrigen Canisters?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I?
With Pick Ban, you can almost force Terrigen Canisters every time now.
Well, the best part is, like, they can't run away after they get their Terrigen Canister. Like, even if they have a safe grabber, they're only moving away short. It's like, I'll just lockjaw place Black Bolt forward. I'm just going to kill you.
I'll just light you up.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Dude, I've fucking
and
got that new
card. Bullshit Indians card. Like, I'm going to place 3, Lockjaw's going to place me 3.
You don't even need Lockjaw, yeah. There's a reason they're the number 1 with Ray and Longshanks.
Yeah.
You just give them everything they could ever want and don't worry about it. Yeah, Inhumans is just today's Wakanda. We just gave them everything they could ever want and didn't ever look at what we had done.
Yep.
All gifts, 0 accountability. That's the strategy.
So good.
Dude, Wakanda was such bullshit for so long. I'm so glad that they at least tried to take shit away from them. All right. You guys got anything else we should chat about today?
Nope.
Not off the top of my head. We didn't do any currently playing, but I actually did play last week, so...
We did.
Brandon
talked about my Hydra game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I meant to do it earlier. I just forgot before we got on the tournament topic.
I should have some games in this week, though. I'm not sure what I'm bringing. Yeah. We'll see. I got a weird Defenders list I'm workshopping right now.
Well, you only have a little bit before I get to start picking your list, so hurry up.
I can't wait to make you play something just atrocious. I'm going to steal all of your fun again.
You'll be mad when I win.
We'll see. I'll make it sure it's just all dice dependent.
I honestly love playing stuff that people give me. I don't know why. Like, we did when I went to WTC for War Machine, we did a fundraiser tournament where it was a charity event where they're paying for my plane ticket, basically. They could pay like $5 to build my list and just give me a list before a round in a tournament, and I would have to play it. And so it's like they were just giving me shit. like this is terrible. I was just crushing people with it because I knew all the jank models in the game. Because I love jank models, and so I knew them better than the meta models. And they're like, "How does he know how this model works?" I'm not even looking up the rules. I know what everything does. It was funny.
Trying to give you busted shit. You're just like, nope, I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's Namor. It's like, I have no idea how this works. Like, I don't play Namor.
Yeah.
Okay, next week is our last week of extracts, which is going to be, what the fuck is it called? Unexpected Guest Crash Royal Wedding. That's going to be the last extract we do for this section. And so next week, our main topic is going to be, we're going to rate all of the extracts evenly against each other. Mm-hmm. So that will be all of next week's episode. We'll be finishing out extracts. Nice. So we'll have to figure out who's going to be on the podcast next week, and we'll get that to them in advance so we can get it all done. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Brandon.
And CJ.
And Zach.
And you've just listened to Terrigen Canisters.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.